Hi guys, today we are going to talk about how physical health and emotional health are interconnected, and we are going to talk about how important it is to strike a balance between physical health and emotional health. I also have a guest today who's joining us, Mansa. And as soon as she is live here, we get set, go. So, meanwhile, keep all your questions ready for us so that we can have a very insightful conversation with all of you. So, let's wait for Mansa to join. Meanwhile, let me tell you a couple of things. So, our chemistry and biology both impact how we exercise, move, how we do our mental brain gym every day, both of them are interconnected, right? And our overall health is, we can experience holistic life when both our mental and physical health go hand in hand. So that's what we are going to discuss here, and we are going to give you awesome tips how to get both your mind and body work together for amazing health, that or a healthy life that you wanted for yourself and for your family. So that's what we are here for. Let's wait for Mansa to join. Hi Mansa, you're already here. Would you please send a request so that I can accept it and get you in the live? Yep, thank you.
Hello. Hey, hi.
Hey,
Hi,
hi
thank you so much
Mansa.
for having me.
So happy
Thank you
to have
so much for
you
having me.
here.
I'm glad to be here with you.
Superb. Same here, same here. Looking forward to
Same
awesome
here. Absolutely, yes.
conversation. So I was just a while ago sharing how important it is to, have a balanced mind and body, so you experience holistic health for yourself, right? Would you share some
Oh,
bites
yes.
on, how you keep what's your mantra when you do all your physical health routine? What you
So I
advise
have been
people?
a PCOS warrior ever since I think I was 8. So that is what pulled me into holistic health and
Wow.
all of this. Back then, PCOD was not a normal thing, so it was quite a lot of struggle for me, to find out what is the right balance I need to do. And then is what I realized is, it's not just about working out, it's not just about, eating right, it's also about your mindset. Your mind, your thoughts play a major role when it comes to any holistic way of approach to your health. So yeah, so the balance of
Absolutely.
all these things now help me to manage my PCOS. Even if it triggers back, that's the one thing is that I don't panic, don't stress out over, so it might be triggering, but just keep myself calmer and, get the things onto point. So yeah, it's all about, every aspect of our health, be it mind, body, your diet, your exercising, all of this together work when you want a holistic approach towards your health. So that is my well,
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I tell you, I take this 5 a.m. club for my community members, and that's what exactly I focus on. I focus on how you can train your mind so that, we all
true,
have this procrastination as our habit, right? And the beauty of procrastination is it never tells
true,
you don't do it. So we fall in trap
true,
because it delays, it postpones. It will tell
true.
you, let's do it later. And that
We
later
as
never
humans, I
comes,
mean, being
right?
coaches
So we
also,
all
sometimes even we happen to get into the trap of procrastination, you see.
procrastination, and that tomorrow, that
So,
later, it never comes. So guys, it's the one of the best habit that you can have, and that's what I do in my 5 a.m. club, that I get everyone to do it, get it done first thing morning. The
yes,
most toughest task for you, the task that you don't want, get it done in the morning, because you're starting
it's
on a
true.
high
I mean,
note in
eating
the
your
morning
frog
itself.
first first thing in the day is going to set your day right. I mean, even I do a lot of things like that, whichever I feel are difficult tasks for me to do it. I do it first thing in the morning so that, the day goes at ease. So I think that's a, perfect tip for everybody to you eat your frog first thing in the day so that, you're all set.
Start your
Very true.
Yeah, let somebody
Yes.
saying hi. Let me just say, hey, hi, Hima, hi. Nice to have you here. Please, guys, comment
Question.
your questions so that the conversation is more interactive here. So I was talking about a while ago about 5 a.m. club, So I'll tell you what I get people to do. We maintain silence for some time. So mindfulness is very important, right? Because what happens, there are so many thoughts, there are nearly, research says there are
True.
almost 50, 60,000 thoughts per day per individual is, popping up in our mind, right? So it's very important that we take initial 5 to 10 minutes of our time and just observe silence. No phone, nobody coming and disturbing us, no children, no mother, no father, no husband, no wife, and we're just observing silence. So that's how I get my community members to start their day, start it on a very high note. And then also, one of the best things that I thought I should talk to you, because I also, once we start with silence and we do gratitude, we thank the universe, we accept what we have in our lives, right? Before we start our day. And one of the routines I also do is, which is movement, right? So you also
True.
need high energy. And that's where I get all of them to do someday aerobic, someday dance. We follow this awesome routine. So I thought I'll talk to you and get your tips on how do you get this going quickly. Like, it's not always possible for everybody to go to the gym or, have that 1 hour taken out.
Yes,
Are
yes,
there any quick
absolutely.
that you just
It's
get your
not just
energy going?
about doing it for an hour. It can be as basic as doing it for 15 to 30 minutes if you're a beginner. That it's all about habit building. It need not be just a stretch of 1 hour together. You can start with just basic stretches from your bedroom itself when you're awake. Just stretch your body. Some of the yoga poses that we have. Just normally stretch your body to get yourself ready, and you can basically increase it from 15 minutes to 30 minutes to 45 minutes to 60 minutes. So this way it becomes your habit, and you do it as simple as brushing your teeth. You don't even feel that effort
Right.
that you're putting 60 minutes of working out. So it's all about creating that habit in you. So eventually that pulls off, like that, it becomes a part of your schedule.
Right. I think you pressed upon a right this thing, that it has to become habit. It
Exactly.
has to become so effortless that you don't feel अभी
हाँ.
कुछ उठ के नया करना
And
है, कुछ
also
उठ के
to keep you
बाप
more
रे.
entertained, you can try different ways of working out. It need not be boring, as in you're just doing the routine yoga, you're just doing routine Zumba, you're just doing routine HIIT, you're just going routinely to the gym. So you can try different things so that you get to know new things. Also, it gets you that interest. Okay, today I'm going to trying something new. So you know that you'll have that push in the morning. Okay, there's something new that I have to get up and do today. So you'll have that enthusiasm in you that you're going to try something, and eventually that also helps you to work out without knowing. So that's another tip I basically give my community.
Absolutely. Okay, one more important factor here. One is, of course, the movement and energy, and therefore physical movement. Another thing, then you spoke about PCOS sometime. So, tell me, what from a diet perspective that one can have, in a thing, so that you feel high energy. There is also a diet which is high
True.
energy,
See,
right? They always say that if your stomach is half empty, then you'll be more energetic than when it's full empty, when
it
it's lethargic. So, what are the
See, so when
for
it
that?
comes to anything like PCOD or whatever that is, the first thing, the foremost thing, even if you're well with your health, is to quit processed sugar. So half of your energy levels are back when you quit the processed sugar and opt to more natural ones. Might be dates, for an example.
Right.
So they have been derived naturally for us. So they're sweet in nature, that I can also compensate your sweet tooth. Next thing is having more of whole grain foods, which will keep you more active and make you feel fuller. Otherwise, yeah, otherwise if you're
Right.
having anything junk or anything, it keeps you more, feels you make more hungry. So you happen to hog more. So that way you feel your stomach more fuller with more calories. And eventually you start putting on weight. All right.
Right.
So again, that again becomes a reason for you not to move. It's not you doing it, intentionally, but it's your weight which is making you do not to move. All right. And another thing is
Right.
that getting enough
Right.
sleep, because sleep is something which is going to help you in every recovery, everything. Getting enough rest is very, very, very important. And on a diet perspective, irrespective to anything, it is very important that you have whole grains, protein, which we Indians lack in. There is no much protein that we Indians have in our foods. It's more of carbs that we have. But prioritizing your protein now, because this our generation quite have no physical movement as we used to have earlier. You see, everything is automated right now. Back then, our ancestors had everything to do manually. Right from walking, cycling, even Chakki Pisna also used to be a manual thing back then. Yeah, so all of that comes into, working out or being active, but right now we don't have it. So prioritizing
We
our
don't do.
protein now, because we are at a sedentary lifestyle, is very important, which we don't. Yeah, and
Right.
again, having healthy fats is another thing that will keep you. People think that fats make you fat, but that's a complete myth. Healthy fats should be a part of your, diet, especially for women, because that's what helps you in regularizing your hormones. Yeah. So these are few
Okay.
things, in
Okay.
general,
Right.
all of us, irrespective to anything, have to keep this going in our lives when it comes to diet.
I touched upon a very right chord, which is healthy fats. And actually my mom been telling me, right, this, see, in our Indian culture is so rich in when it comes to all these things. So a homemade ghee, which is
True,
so
true,
healthy and
true.
so enriched with all acids and everything. And she keeps telling me, whenever, like, I have this habit of, after my exercise, I'll have my whey smoothie and frozen berries, I'll put flax meal in that, I'll do all that, right? So when she sees me doing all of that, she'll be like, you know what, Manisha, if your grandmother has not done all of this, that means this is all the fat. You don't have to do it. You want fat, don't go for flax, just go for a teaspoon of homemade and
Absolutely.
you're
Even
sorted.
even
So
ghee
these are
helps you in
so
regularizing
simple.
your blood sugar levels. You see, when we have a carb-rich meal, adding a teaspoon of ghee can help
Yeah.
you actually regularize. When we see a lot of them when they eat rice, their sugar level spikes and all of that. If you want to get that down, a
Yeah.
simple tip is to add a teaspoon of ghee to your food, your meal. It's not the culprit, trust me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think it's also for a gut health. I think ghee has also been,
Yes,
good
yes,
for your gut and
yes. Our
digestion
Indian
and everything.
Indian traditional things are something which have been into our culture since ages. I mean, no Western countries have this, but our Indian culture has so many things that we actually don't know, and we adapt to more of those Western cultures into our lives, where we already have a lot of things.
Yeah.
We as Indians, we don't know our culture, but we want to adapt the external ones, which we think are healthier, but we already
Right.
have too many things in us.
So many things. And they are following
Yeah,
us now. That is the best part.
true,
They want all our traditional things to follow, and while we are
true.
following. So yeah, that's the irony. But that's another important thing that comes to my mind. And even in my 5M, be it my 5M club or any of my sessions, even though they are mental brain gym, so to say, I call it a brain gym because I focus on lots of on mental health. But I make everyone come to my
Hmm.
sessions with a bottle of water, right? I think the most important thing that gets neglected and which is so easy and so common and so
Very true.
important is hydration. Your daily water intake is such an important thing, and we just neglect it, right? So what do you think in your mind, how much of typically, say, average women or a men, is there a different proportion that they should follow in terms of having, amount of water that they should consume? Or typically, we always say, okay, 2 liters so average pina hi hai pani, right?
So
So what
70 to
exactly, I mean,
75 percentage
how
of our body is
prefer?
liquid. All right. So at
Absolutely.
least at least 2 liters of water is we needed to maintain our liquid levels, keep our body hydrated. So this is different from body to body and issues to issues a particular person is facing, you see. So around and all 2.5 to 3 liters to 3.5 liters should be more than enough. Again, I see people drinking like 5 liters, 6 liters of water that also wash away your electrolytes altogether. Extreme is also dangerous. So around 3 liters of water is
True.
more than enough, and aiming for at least 500 ml an hour should be your goal. To keep it very simple for everybody. Don't stress
Wow.
on drinking altogether.
Wow.
Just have a bottle of water, a 700 ml bottle or a half-liter water bottle with you. An hour, that is more than enough until you're awake. I mean, just before you sleep, don't have it because again, you'll have to rush to the loo in your sleep. That might disturb your sleep. Just stop
True.
it before your dinner. Have a glass of it later. And then and around, you'll be able to easily finish 3 liters of water in a day if you calculate it in that way.
Wow. Okay. Okay. This is
And you
really
can make
helpful.
it
This
more
is really helpful.
flavorful if you're
Okay. And
somebody who doesn't like drinking water. Even your green teas, your so-called detox waters and all of these things also count into that 3 liters. So you make it more interesting for yourself.
yeah, I think today, because it's a summertime, detox water or a flavored water, I think is the thing, But just if you don't even have to be fancy about it, just
You're
squeeze
good
a
to go.
lime in it and it becomes awesome. Right. You're good to go. Okay. I'm going to talk about something very important now. We spoke about all this while exercise, healthy diet. We spoke about sugar level and how to, importance of fatty acids and all of that we spoke about, right? I think the most important thing is it, especially for women who have joined us today. Most important thing is self, because we don't prioritize our own self. One of the reasons why at all, because none of us, even we as coaches today, we also have to remind ourselves, right? Or because we are in the profession, so we do it so diligently. But otherwise, we don't prioritize ourselves. Most of the time we say that we don't have time to do all of this, because you will make time for it. You want to go for shopping, you want to do something for your children because you think your mother or a father and your parents have a responsibility, so you will do it, right? And prioritize it. Say that, all of you here, you have to prioritize yourself. Most of the time, people think, oh, going for spa, right? Or going for a beauty salon. No, it's not. No, if you find in a day just for yourself, corner, quiet, just do deep work, do journal, do practice, no problem. For fun. Let all thoughts go from your mind and just set yourself. I think that's what it's all about, right? About yourself, right? Yourself. So, all of you here in mind, whether all the things that you're following, follow everything or no, but yourself and
Okay,
prioritize.
so I got married recently. It's been a year. So this year has been quite a toll on me,
Okay.
frankly, because it's all the new things coming in, the new family coming in, not exactly knowing what to do. And also my husband is a marine engineer, so he's 6 months on the land, 6 months in the water. So 6 months without him, managing things without him. So 1 year has been, even being a coach myself, knowing everything all by myself, it took a toll on my health completely. I started neglecting myself, as you said, being a woman, we happen to do that when it comes. So I really wanted to talk about this so that, we can at least, even one woman out of here who's watching here gets motivated by this. I'm more than happy, about that. So self-care is something that I feel is supremely important being a woman. You know, it, as you said, it can be even a spa, but taking out a 10 to 12 minutes time for yourself every day to let your thoughts go, because this is what helped me to get stable back again in my life. After he left, it was really tough for me to manage things all by myself, not knowing what to do. It's all everything new coming in. But what really helped me, when I call it to be self care, is journaling my thoughts, letting them out of my head. The more I keep it in my head, the more it was troubling me, the more I was not letting it go. But then, as I started writing them down in the paper, is when I started releasing them, and I did let new thoughts enter my mind. That is one way of you taking care of yourself, because you are what you think or what your thoughts are. If you keep them trapped inside you, if I would have been, oh, he left me and now I don't know what to do. If it was a phase, this would have been continued for a longer time. You know, the more I gave space for my thoughts, the more new things started coming in. And it got more comfortable for me when it came to, getting used to this new life. Yeah. So as you said, it is very important. And you being a mindset coach, I want to know from you also, it will help me out more. So I want to hear, something more things about, self-care from you, so that, it will help our viewers and even me as well.
I was just going to tell you that only. So I tell you what I typically do whenever I feel these mental blockages and these negative thoughts coming in, and we practice in my sessions very regularly. I tell all my students to follow this routine whenever any negative thoughts come in. So of course you are bang on with journaling, right? And journaling do help. But I would suggest one step ahead, okay? So do journal all your negative thoughts. Let those feelings go out. Let it out on a piece of paper. And then what I do is I burn them. I burn them, okay? And to make that entire experience more, nicer, and you feel better, you can even add camphor. You can add essence stick. Like my favorite is this herbal thing, which is sage, right? It's a purifier also. So make it very nice for you. If there is, just because you're burning, and you burn those thoughts. So very often I get feedback from all my students also. You feel
thank you so much.
You feel lighter because you're letting it go and you're burning them. And once you burn them, just let it go in the universe, just blow them, in the air. Let it just go. It's like, you're telling the universe, take all those negativity out of my system, right? And then it doesn't stop there. Then you go back to your journaling, and now you pivot around it. So every what you let it go, you write something positive about it. So if you're missing your husband, you write something positive. Okay, he's away. I'm becoming stronger and stronger. He is coming closer to me. With my thoughts, I'm thinking positively about it. And you pivot around your thoughts. That is most important, because those are your new stories. Okay, but my favorite thing, because I have now this journal collected over the time, right? So I do go back to my stories, and I get so energized when I read those new stories of mine, because I have pivoted. It's like a thing, you don't go to anybody else. You're here, and to powerful tool. Just simple exercise. Try it out. So
such a insightful tip, I would say. I'm definitely going to try this out. Thank you so much. I will definitely.
Please try it.
Thank you so much for telling us this.
Yeah. Super. Guys, any questions? Anybody has questions here? Happy to take the questions. But yeah, I think, for greater well-being, coming together, mind, body, and the balancing it is so important.
So it's not just about, physical fitness. It should be also mental, because these days, I see a lot of them even suffering. You see, mentally, where we don't talk much about it. So all I would say is that we have a lot of coaches like Manisha is to, help you out with whatever issues you face, be it anxiety, I believe. Yeah. So it's all about getting healthier from here too,
Yeah,
not just physically. You this is what,
physically. But
yes,
physical is so important. As I was telling you, in physical health program, which I do a 5 a.m. club, I do a evening club also. I make sure that we
exactly.
do movement
I mean,
because that
you,
where
you
your
know,
energy
our mental
goes up.
fitness is equally important as physical is. If you're mentally not fit, you will not be even to step towards your physical fitness. You will not even have the thought, on yourself that, okay, I should be working on my physical fitness when this is not there. So this and this are interconnected, I feel, eventually, even when you work out physically, your mental health also balances because there are a lot of happy hormones that releases and make you feel much better when you work out. So I would say it's both and both hand in hand, they go together, physical and mental. But it's very important that we address both of them rather than just neglecting either this or that.
In fact, that's when when you balance the two is when start aligning with your higher self also, and that's where the spirituality
Exactly.
gets
And
activated.
not
It's
many of
both.
them have an idea about what exactly you just told. Let me put it that way. Not many of us, yes. Not many of
Abs-
us do know what
so
it is. So I
uh,
would want you to just enlighten that
yeah.
thing that you told a little bit in detail so people do understand more in detail. I know I'm asking you the question back,
So
but
I
still.
tell you no, no, no. So happy to share, guys. So I tell you what, there are different personas and I will try to simplify it, right? We all have these personas in us, right? One is very materialistic one is what we say, which I don't think it's wrong in being materialistic, right? Because if you have body and if you have physical world, you have to survive. Then being materialistic is being existential, right? It's so important to you. The other side of being materialistic is being spiritual, okay? And something like spirituality doesn't come to you. I mean, you can practice meditation after meditation. It's at the your balancing your senses, your mind, body. When you start balancing it out, knowingly, unknowingly, it starts you yourself start aligning with your higher self, and that's where we have these concepts like law of attraction, manifestation, because you start getting power over your subconscious mind. That's when you start aligning with your higher self. You call it higher self, you call it universe, you call it God, whatever. I mean, whatever you think, but your higher self, that's why clubs also. That's why they're popular. Like
Mm-hmm.
they call so-called Brahma Muhurat. So when time for you to align with the universe and best time hone the control over your day, your mind, and therefore manifest your dream life. Literally manifest your dream life, right? So for you, Mansa, you want to get together with your
No,
husband, start manifesting it.
I'm
So
completely
start
fine because it's his profession. Maybe I took a little time mentally to accept the fact that he's into it. And I'm happy. I mean, he's doing what he
yeah,
loves doing, and I'm doing what I love doing. So it's two individual people
right.
doing what they love. And yes, I do manifest him coming, and it did work a lot of times. You see, him coming a bit earlier than his date, sign of date. So it did happen. So
Wow.
I completely believe in law of attraction. I completely believe in
Yeah.
manifestation. So yes, I mean not all of them do maybe, but yes, there is something called this thing that we just termed it, and they do work, is what I would say.
Yeah. I don't even have to, so intellectualize it. It's just being, you want 1 crore in your account, then just act like that you're a millionaire. Or, that it's that, or act like that you're a crorepati and this
True.
crore are going to come to you. It's that simple. Like, become who you want to be. It's a
True.
very simple phenomena. You can then have power. Actually, I not even call it consciously. Be conscious, be mindful. You know, most of us are not just live to us by life is actually for you, right? It's your life. You have to co-create it. with destiny, or that's why they call it कि, भगवान भी उसकी help नहीं करता जो खुद की help नहीं करता है. Correct? So that's what it's all about actually. Our life that we want. What we do, all my courses, that's what I cover my for just how you will take control, how you will start of your life, how you'll have your thoughts. So what you want, what makes you happy. Most of us even don't know that. So that's that we ourselves don't know what we want. So how you can know what to expect, right? A relationship from somebody else, or be like from what you have come here for. What's your purpose in life? So these are very simple things. Starts so helpful. Don't just let it drag you. Plan your day. Have intention for your day. That today I'm going to achieve 1, 2, 3. Weight loss. Then I'm going to 1% progress.
The to-do lists do help a lot, as you said, the 1, 2, 3s, and ticking off them at the end of the day, that is a different kind of pleasure that gives us. So that's very important, and also a way to not procrastinate, you see. So you have things written, you have to get that done.
And I think consistency
matters.
Yes. I think you
will
definitely
that is very important over anything else. The more, be it even just this one small thing, one change in your life, or even if you're eating one meal of yours healthy consistently, that will bring you drastic change. Even if you're doing 15 minutes of workout consistently every day, that's going to get drastic difference in your life. It need not be perfection. It's just one, as you said, a 0.% progress is what we need. I would not even.
Don't go after. Just go after progress. Every day, just hit the gym, or every day make sure you're hydrating yourself, or every day make sure you're meditating.
Whatever your goals are, is consistency that will help you out. You will not get results just overnight. Whatever it is. Even if it is losing weight, or you want to reverse your PCOD, or want to work on your mental health, it's not going to change overnight. Okay, you thought today I'm going to do it, so tomorrow morning as you wake up, it's not going to change itself. You need to work for it, and for that you need to be consistent, even if a small difference. So absolutely. So that is a good point that you have touched on.
Thank you so much, guys. Any questions? We are almost half hour. We are just, so nice to have you, Mansa. Just half hour. We are
True.
It just seems like 10 minutes. We just went on. I hope it was insightful. It was something that everybody, listeners could take away from this session. Anybody has any question, guys? Or we are ready to wrap up.
Or if you guys really don't have any questions, you can drop in the comment sections as well. I believe we would love to, put in our thoughts. Anytime. Exactly. So be it anything you want to ask her or me, you're all welcome. We would love to address all of your questions there.
Perfect, Mansa.
So I think we are ready to.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Manisha, for having me. It was really fun. And I myself got a lot of insights from you. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, same here. Absolutely. Definitely. And I think looking forward to the round 2 of this. Super better.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.